Hello everybody, today we're going to be going over Impact Deflection for the Drak Plasma Carbine. This is one of my favorite overclocks for the Drak. This is a balanced overclock that used to be a clean overclock that now makes it so all of your shots are bouncy, which means that they can hit and then bounce once, so they can potentially hit twice, which is very useful with our tier 4, and we'll talk about that once we go over the build. This does come at the cost of a slower rate of fire. The rate of fire is not too bad, and you can make up for that if you would like to. I don't really mind it that much. This is probably one of Scout's best crowd control builds for their primary weapons. This one is exceptionally strong against Swarmageddon. It can also be really strong if you get a lot of jellyfish, if you get a lot of shredder drones. It can just be really strong against regular groups of enemies. It's not necessarily strongest against large enemies like Praetorians and Oppressors, but that's okay. We can make up for that with our secondary. So the way I like building Impact Deflection is like this. In tier 1, I'm taking less heat generated per shot. This just means I can shoot longer. If you don't like this one or you don't find it necessary, you could go with the faster rate of fire here, and you've negated the downside that Impact Deflection gave you. You could also go with the faster moving projectile too. All of them in tier 1 are pretty good. Tier 2, I like extra ammo, but damage is nice too. Pick whichever one of those you would like. In tier 3, I'm going with the faster cooling, so I can have my gun cool down quicker. I like this one more so than the other two. I don't usually overheat this one, so hot feet doesn't help that much. Extra accuracy is kind of nice if you want to be more accurate with this, but this one really doesn't need to be all that accurate. Most of your shots are going to be bouncing around and can get you some potential extra damage. In tier 4, I would highly recommend that you take the Plasma Splash. This makes it so every time that you shoot, this makes it so every time that you shoot, your plasma will hit, splash, deal damage to everything around it, bounce, hit, and then splash once again, dealing damage to everything around it. Works really, really well with Impact Deflection. You can get a lot of value out of this, especially towards small enemies. And then in tier 5, I'm taking the thermal feedback loop. This makes it so once we hit the yellow and going into the red, we start getting a faster rate of fire on the Drak, so we can clear up things potentially quicker. It is a little bit more difficult to manage your heat, and if you find that the heat management is really difficult with the Drak, you may not want to even take either of these in tier 5. That is your choice. This is one of the few weapons I would recommend just potentially not taking a mod for. Now for a secondary, I would highly recommend that you pair this with something with high damage. That way you can deal with big things. For this, I have the Jury Ring Boomstick loaded with Jumbo Shells. Jumbo Shells just lets you hit like an absolute truck. You don't have very many shots, but that's okay. We're only going to be using this against really large enemies. Dreadnoughts, Praetorians, Oppressors, stuff like that. If you want another option for the Boomstick, besides Jumbo Shells, you could go with Shape Shells. That makes it so you can hit very consistently at range with it. Or you could go with Stuffed Shells if you just want to keep more ammo and use this more often and still have extra damage on it. That's a great option too. For the Zhukovs, Embedded Detonators is a great choice for this too. Lets you have tons of damage, lets you have a lot of single target damage, lets you kill big things really, really quick. If you didn't like this and you wanted something a little bit more straightforward, you could just go with Gas Recycling. This makes it so you have armor breaking on your Zhukovs and they just do high damage. Very straightforward, very good overclock. And if you're looking for something with the crossbow, you could go with Trifork Volley. Allows you to have really high damage towards single targets and potentially towards groups as well. And as a spitter it is, isn't it? Alright. Well, go get them, my random plasma balls. The way I usually like to use this weapon is usually to shoot directly underneath something so that it bounces up and hits it twice. That's the way that I've found to be kind of the most consistent with it, rather than just trying to shoot directly at something. Oh, what the heck? That hurt. It's sandwiched between some slashers there. Yeah, hit him with the Jumbo Shells. Yeah, time to go berserk. I should have brought Vampire. No, I'm out of berserk already. Wish that would last a little bit longer or come up more often. I love berserk, but I don't use it a whole ton because of that. It's great on elimination missions though, where the time in between doesn't really matter as much. Oh, I found the rabbit again. I'm gonna blast you with my shotgun. This is probably the most normal way I've killed the cave rabbit, with a boomstick loaded with extra buckshot in it. Come back here. The other times I've blown it up with nukes and with C4, so I guess this is more humane.
Bring bunny stuff.
Yes.
I need a damn money.
There we go. Oh, that's not good. Okay. I don't know if the Warden was here before or after we pulled that last egg, Bosco, but they're here now. Let's solve that problem really quick. And we can solve the grunt problem pretty fast as well. Toss that to me, Busco. Thank you. I need 2 more Evo nets. Okay, there was 1 more up here. Alright, well, let's get both these then. One of those has to be the Horde egg. Toss that to me, Bosco. Thank you, sir. Leave that there. Looks like we have plenty of ammo still. And we still got boomerangs. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, my berserk's back up. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Probably would have been better had I grabbed Vampire too. But oh well. Need that power attack there. Oh. Oh. Okay. Probably shot that thing so much it was about to break anyway. Oh, there's another Praetorian. Not a Praetorian, another oppressor. There we go. Hello. We nearly got him. There's not too many more. I think the oppressor's the only big one here. But we're nearly out of plasma shots. And we're out. Okay. It shouldn't matter too much. Still got the boomstick here. And that's more than enough damage. Alright, Molly over here. I see it coming down to attack us now. Alright. Jumbo shells for the boomstick is so nice to have. Alright, done and done. And then I get something. What do I get? Give me some Bismore. Looking for some Bismore. Oh, I found some more Magnite. Every time I'm looking for Bismore, I get Magnite. I don't really need any of these, but it's fun to guess. Ooh, hey, beer money. Oh, hey, the wall opened up. How convenient. I put my beer money away. And I guess we can get some regular money. My ATM is right here, too. Alright. Well, are you in the drop pod yet? My ATM is basically empty. I guess I'll take one of these two. We need a snack along the way. Alright, away we go! Alright, 240 kills and only 18 minutes. That's pretty good. We also blew up the sprint bunny. So that's an accomplishment.